YouTube, the Banter Bros Show, and Banter Brothers Twitch, Banter Bros Live. And we are recording here from Riverside FM. Thank you, Riverside. We're going to join your affiliate program soon, and we can't wait to push out more of your product. It's a lovely product you got going. Alrighty, so we are live for a quick update, folks, on the UFC 250. SavageMan here has no, and I have to cut all that. What did I say? Chat, I've been up for 12 plus hours at work. I come home and just some guy wants to talk about UFC 250 because I have no idea, and he thinks he can give me insight. But he also wants to rage bait the hell out of me for the last 2 hours. All right. So just so you know, chat, we got the website domain coming in shortly, and we got the link tree already set up. It's going to be in all the descriptions of every show we got from YouTube, Spotify, I gotta cut out that YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, all the platforms.
It's live.
I will cut the recording for the podcast later. The live is what I'm worried about. I have to cut all this. Stop talking. Stop fucking interrupting me. Chat, this is what I'm talking about. There would be no Oscar the Grouch without just some guy here to provoke me. Follow us on Linktree, where you can get all of our content from Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts. Follow the link in the description, folks. It really helps us out. We want to get more content out to you. The only thing I know of, folks, about today's content from UFC 250 is the extravagant affair they put on at the White House, of all places, and the pre- and post, I'm not sure if you're aware of, just some guy, of the Nordic-looking elves that Trump was posted seeing before and after this. Did you happen to see that clip?
No.
I will post that in the post chat in case y'all saw it as well. I would put it up right here, but I kind of want to just get to it because I don't want to get sidetracked. I've already been rage baited enough. All right, so I'm going to put up 2 hands for editing purposes. So I know when to start editing. So I'm going to go look at the screen real quick. Make sure we're live. So we're live on Twitch. Let me check the levels. Don't talk. Okay, now say something.
What's up?
Okay, so Twitch is working fine. It's excellent. You know what I forgot to do, though? I forgot to edit the stream info. All right, welcome to our live show. Banter Bros Twitch went live. Category.
Hashtags, you mean?
I'm doing the hashtags right now. Yes. I swear to God, he doesn't let me get one word in without talking, chat. Okay, so we're going to get rid of Ronda Rousey.
This whole time.
We're going to get rid of Netflix. We'll get chatting with viewers. We'll keep that. Reviewing content. We'll put in UFC. Should I put UFC 250? Is that a tag? UFC 250. I doubt it's a good tag. All right. So
it's Freedom UFC Freedom 250.
I'm not doing any of that. Okay, hold on. Then let me put on UFC Freedom. That doesn't pop up. Wait, you're right. It does pop up. UFC Freedom 250. So Banter Bros podcast live stream, MMA viewing party, chatting with viewers, UFC 250, UFC Freedom 250. Okay, we're English. Select content labels. I already put that.
Not bros.
Okay. Yeah. So violent graphic depictions. Are we going to be talking about violent and graphic depictions?
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty. Are we going to be talking about any, significant profanity and vulgarity? Yes, folks, I'm sorry to hear that. Any sexual themes or overtones?
No.
I don't think so. Okay. And then political, sensitive social issues. I really don't want to bring it up, chat, but, well, it's not political. It just we're just asking questions. Okay, so I just edited the chat. What? Oh yeah, what did you say? Banter Brothers. So let me switch that real quick. Banter Brothers. There's Battle Brothers. Are you freaking kidding me? Whatever. Banter Brothers. Chat, just so y'all know and you're aware of the Savage frequency. The Savage frequency is the theory of chaos, order in the universe. That chaos is not just disorder, but is in fact order. It is the balance that unites every living being. join us on the Savage Frequency every Monday night. Thank you, chat. Anyways, now let me check. Oh, go figure. My bucked up order just shipped. That's how you know we're doing good stuff. All right. I'm not putting my hands up yet. I just got to check one more thing, chat. I just got to check on the YouTube real quick. God save us all. He just couldn't help himself, could he? Could he, chat? He just could never help himself. Okay, we have a problem. It says we're live on YouTube, but I don't see us live. This account is not eligible to use YouTube. No way.
I knew it.
No, it's because I'm logged in under the other one. Hold on.
Which one are you logged into?
It's when my stupid Chrome is automatically going to the I won't say the email, but it's automatically going to the going to the professional email. No, this account is not eligible. No, it is this account. Why is this account not eligible to go live? What did we do wrong?
I don't know if we did something wrong. I think it just because it's a business. I don't know.
Hold on. I'm going to go to YouTube real quick. Sorry, chat, for the delay, but we will be talking, unless you want to talk about it while I'm looking it up.
Yeah, sure. Why not? All right. Well, can I share my screen?
Yes, you can share your screen. Actually, before you start sharing what you want to share, look up Trump White House 2 pale elves. Because it's real. This is real. Just before you start talking about what you're talking about.
All right, fine. What do you want me to do? Oh my god, that's not what I want to look up. You know what I should look up? Freaking Michelle Obama is a man.
That's old news, though, and we're gonna get to that when you start talking about UFC. Because again, I saw clips of it, so I do know the general gist of what happened there and how Sean Schaber-Starslar, and whatever his name is, got kicked out because of what he said. But he wasn't the first one to say that. Joan Rivers actually said it first, and God rest her soul, R.I.P. They knocked her out. You can look up that if you want, because it relates to all this. But anyway, Trump, 2 pale white individuals, we'll call them Valiant Thor. Everyone at the Savage Frequency understands who Valiant Thor is, and if you don't, head over to that channel. We'll talk about it. But basically, yes, there's these 2 ethereal-looking entities standing with Trump at the White House before the fight and after the fight, and it was just released in actual media. It was an actual Fox News release. They released it nationally around the world that it's real, that they have acknowledged the existence of 4 kind of extraterrestrials, UAPs, whatever you want to call them. One of them being the Nordics, which happen to look like these people. If you're looking it up right now, and share the screen for chat, please. I'm fixing the thing, so yes.
All right, I'm going to share screen. Let me know what's on your end.
Yes, we can see your screen. Yes.
All right, I don't know nothing about no Nordics, but UFC Freedom 250. Just so you're aware, because I know you're not really into UFC. The reason it's called that is because UFC goes by numbers, and they're already at like 300 something. Hell, maybe 400. So they can't call it UFC 250 because that already exists. So that's why it's UFC 250. 250 to celebrate 250 years that the United States has been independent. July 4th coming up, 1775. Oh, just kidding, 1776. I was thinking of something else. Okay, on my screen here, I have what I was just talking about. Let's get to the card. The card's right here. Spoiler alert. This is on Wikipedia, by the way, open free source. And Wikipedia has all the fights, starting with Diego Lopez, who I used to think was Mexican, but I guess he just loves Mexicans. He's actually Brazilian. So these are the first fights, as you see here. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there was 7 fights on this card. The main event was the final one, or I guess it'd be the last 2 really. So the main event we were all coming here for was there was a heavyweight fight between Alex Pereira and then Cyril Gane, this French dude who's a freaking badass. And then the finale, which I didn't think it was going to be as entertaining as it was Iya Topuria. I can't say that one. He's half Georgian and Spanish. He had the Spanish flag repping as well. And he fought Mr. Justin Gaethje, homegrown American. Freaking, it looked like a Ford commercial when you watched him come up. But this thing was amazing. Although I should say this while we're talking about it, a lot of people were dropping the memes of what's that one movie? Idiocracy. Have you seen that?
Yes.
So, yeah, actually, let me go ahead
That's
and type that
exactly
in.
what it felt like when I watched them
Idiocracy.
set all this up, and then even
And
the
I and
opening
I
ceremony.
and I get that. I get why you would think that, but at the same time, what the hell are you gonna do? I don't care anymore. I just want to be entertained. So, yeah, I we got what we paid for. And we did pay for it. We, being American tax dollars, went to toss this thing up $750 million. Oh, here we go. There's the president in Idiocracy. Terry Crews rocking the spandex giant medallion. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. They're distracting us. Well, I was distracted. I'll also say the other reason I watched it, I got to watch it for free through a network, but I was watching it also, not that I'm trying to put the bad juju out there, but we can't be naive. So it's the president and it's all a bunch of higher staff members in front of the White House, in the front lawn, out in the open. So I was thinking something's probably going to happen because like this seems like a huge security breach or very susceptible to something happening. And luckily, nothing did happen. However, I found out this morning that there was five people that could have done something, and they caught them. FBI came in. I believe their mother turned them in. So they nabbed them on that. They had a bunch of guns. They had drones with bombs on them. It was everything you thought could happen. But they intercepted. They stopped them, which is typical. Which also makes you think partly why they do this is a trap or entrapment. So they're trying to get these bad parties out. So they'll entice them by something like this, and then the FBI and whatnot, they pretend to be part of your cause and part of the one of the terrorists. So that's how they infiltrate it. But all right, all that stuff surrounding it. The fight, we'll get more to that. I just want to talk about the fight. Let's talk about the fight. It was freaking amazing. Every one of these fighters got to have a walkout with a Medal of Honor recipient. Every UFC fighter had a representative from one country versus America, basically. Obviously, they did it because, 250 years of America. So, but luckily, it didn't seem like a rigged or fixed fight like all the Americans were supposed to win. It seemed like everybody was getting their ass whooped for real. So, all right, let's see here. Who won this one? Looks like, yeah, Diego Lopez. I'm pretty sure he won. He beat Steve Garcia in the second round at the 242 mark. He did it by a KO. He knocked his ass out. Yeah, Diego Lopez is awesome. Next was Bo Nickel versus Kyle Dukakis. I didn't get to watch that one, but looks like it went by TKO first round. Third fight was two lightweights, Mercerio Ruffy and Michael Chandler. Yeah, unfortunately, I know how this ended. I love Michael Chandler so much, but he's got to go. He's got to retire. I think this is his fourth or fifth fight in a row he's lost. Um, God, I hate that. It sucks because the how it goes is probably back in 2020, Conor McGregor had him waiting, just waiting to fight him, and he never showed up. I don't think McGregor ever fought anybody. So Michael Chandler wasted like 3 years of his life, which was money he didn't get. And then when he did decide to fight, he ended up losing. Give him another chance, fought again, ended up losing. Granted, one of those fights he put on a show and everybody loved it, but that can only get you so far. So I don't know, Michael Chandler. I love this guy, but it might be that time. Switch to coaching, switch to announcing, switch to pivot, do something else because like I hate seeing him lose. like so much back to back. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. The fight after that, that was definitely one for the for one for the history books. So this guy Joshua Seth Hockett, hard to say. He amazed me, and I want to say the president saw him fight uh, a while back at one of the UFC events, and when he saw him as a heavyweight be so fast and strong and just fast, he asked, "Hey, put him on the card," and he did, and he fought freaking none other than Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis is a freaking monster. Like you don't want to get in front of this dude. Like one hit and you're going down. But as fate would have it, freaking Josh Hockett took it. He beat the hell out of Derek Lewis. And we all know Derek Lewis doesn't have no cardio to save his ass, but still, like he was taking hits from Derek Lewis and still standing, chin up, out and all. It was crazy to see. After that, we had a bantamweight fight with old Sean O'Malley versus Zahiwa.
Sahabi.
Uh, Zahabi. I'm lacking on this one, but I believe Sean O'Malley took that one. TKO second round. All right. Last two ones, the good ones. So Cyril Gane versus Alex Pereira as a Brazilian. A French guy versus a Brazilian. So what's notable about this is Cyril Gane was hitting Alex illegally in the back of the head multiple times. Fucking fist down, fucking elbows down, back of the head. This ref, known as Herb Dean, needs to fucking retire. He's gonna kill a fighter. He'll do one of two things. There's no in between. He either calls the fight too or way too fucking early, or he calls it way too late. Like this guy has brain damage. And if you look at Alex Pereira, he also was petitioning and saying, "Hey, what's up with this? Like, uh, what's it going to take?" And he calls out Dana White, the president, say, "Hey, you need to make an example of this dude because, like, what could have happened to me here?" Herb Dean, yeah, that's right, that's his name. I bet you he was pissed. Yeah. But I don't know. Also, there was one fight where Herb Dean hooked him up because he listened to him, which he shouldn't have as a fucking ref. Like, you're the guy in control. But yeah, that's something interesting. I hope they do fire or move Herb Dean. Maybe not fire, but he's got to go. Like, it's no more of that. But all that to say, Alex lost. Alex lost the fight. Nobody was expecting that. Well, it's not that nobody was expecting that. We wanted Alex to win. Cyril Gana, of course, he's a beast. He could have done it. He could, without the illegal blows, he could have done it the right way, but he didn't. He strategic. He knew what he was doing. He knew Herb wasn't going to call it, so he was beating the fuck out of him. His eyes looked like they were sunking in. So like all that has like CT written all over it. All right, final fight. Final fight. Justin Gaethje, Mr. American, versus Tupora. Uh, all right, watch this. Freaking A, man. Here we go. Everyone was expecting Justin Gaethje, even me, to lose because he's 38 years old, or he's almost 38. So hey, it's time to pass the torch, old man. Time to retire. In 5 years, like that's really old. Like you're just slower, you're weak, everything. This other guy, Taporia, he's 28, so he's like a decade younger than him. But what happened was, I don't even know what happened. He fucking, it looked like he was just standing there, and he got the shit beat out of him by Justin Gaethje. Oh my god! Here, I'm gonna pull up a
I was gonna
picture of
say,
him.
yeah,
Just
find yeah.
here it's coming up. Oh my
So did
god!
you catch most of this fight?
Yeah, I cut almost all of them, and yeah, especially this one. Yeah, this one this is the last two fights I watched like the whole thing nonstop. Oh man, hang on. All right, look, I know what to put. I'll just put in face. His face will never look the same. He probably can't unlock his iPhone now because like he's so bloody. It was the craziest thing. And so that was the other thing. So for this fight, the doctor came in. He shook him off. He's like, "Nope, you can't do it. Like you can't see shit." And he was like, "No, no, I can see. I can see." He's like, "Oh yeah." here, show me. And he's, putting his fingers in front of him, trying to get him to see, and he's no reaction, to anything he's doing. So the doctor's, he's like saying no, but everyone's saying no, it's got to happen, which makes me think it's a rigged fight, and they gotta take it to fucking, what do you call it? Um, Bloodied. They have to take it to the last round because it's gonna skew the freaking
You get more
Vegas.
viewers. Yeah.
I'm sure that the house always wins, so I'm sure they know. Hey, the house has got us going to here. You got to take us to here. And don't get me wrong, he wanted to fight, but still, a good what do you call it? A good coach, a good person on your side would have thrown in the towel. Um, it, it reminds me of $1 Million Baby.
Yeah.
So in that movie, freaking what's his name? Morgan Freeman. He's blind in one eye because the guy never threw in the towel, and blood got into his eye. So it's stuff like that. Like, you got to call the fights, even if you could physically go. It's about the long term effects that you don't want to have happen, and that's what you should be worried about. Damn, where's this motherfucker? All right, I know what to pull up. UFC Freedom 250. I had it pulled up earlier. Let me do what I did before. There he is. Now this is, yeah, it's not even that bad. This is like round 3. Round 4, he gets the other side, and both eyes are just swollen, bloody. It made no sense to keep going, and his strategy made no sense. I don't know what he was trying to do. He couldn't hit this man. He couldn't. When he was hitting Justin, he had no power, no speed. There was no point. Like, switch your game up. I'm pretty sure he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, so he should have went for a ground game. But I don't know. I don't know. He was too out of it. I can't tell you. Here we go. Oh man, can you see that one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Outdated
Like,
social media put up haunts after Patty. Is it normal that their face gets like that, or is it just because
it happens here and there. It
is it
happens
because
here
the
and there.
gloves they wear are different from boxing?
Um, I mean, argue. Well, yeah, the gloves are different. So yeah, that has a play. There's a lot of things at play. So the time between rounds is different. What's happening to help fix that up? Um, so yeah, there's different ways it's being conducted that equates to. But honestly, I just think it's you're more susceptible than you are at boxing, because it's not just you're getting kicks, fucking feet coming to the face, you're getting elbows to the face. So it's not just those punches; it's all types of stuff. Even just one punch to the face with a kick, different types of irritation all at once in that area.
Right.
That's what's doing it. Yeah. Oh man, that's bad. But yeah, no, it happens quite often. But normally the ref calls the fight. So normally this doesn't go this far.
Yeah.
I hope he's all right. Remember, I should probably look into it, see what ended up happening to him. And so, but it was a pretty cool win for the old guy, for Justin Gaethje. Like, you could genuinely see he wasn't expecting to win, and how proud of himself he was, like speechless. But he did it. He fucking did it. But I don't know. He kind of looked bigger than him too.
Yeah.
He was Justin Gaethje's 5'11". This other guy, he's only 5'7". They were fighting at the quote unquote same weight class of 165. But if you cut weight as a fighter, it could be anywhere from 10 to 20 pound difference. So he's got reach. I don't know, but he's not the fighter he once was. But goddamn, he fucking rocked his world. There he is, happy as all can be. He even said at the end, he's like, science should study my face because it's fucking. He's like, look at his face, look at my face. Like, can you
Yeah.
believe this? It's like, God damn, that was crazy. Well, yeah, I wish I could pull the videos up, but I'm not trying to get copyrighted again. I gotta wait for UFC to do something once again.
Well, I was gonna say you can do a couple clips. It's just you can't do the whole thing. Like a clip is a clip. Like see, that's 140. You can do a clip. I wonder if I can add an overlay though.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. All these are fake.
What do you mean fake?
A lot of these are fake. So like all this stuff, that's just a thumbnail. Like 4 hours, 30 minutes. Like this is all fake. You see how far it is? That's not real.
Mm.
Like I can spot these from a mile away. These are fake as fuck. Here, I'm trying to see if we can see anything close. Here's something, maybe.
Yeah, just don't do the volume.
Holy shit, it's loud, yeah. Come on. Oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. Oh my god. It's bad edits. So you see this edits? Ugh.
Well, so that
Well,
guy right there, the one who's throwing the punch, is he the one that won?
yeah, Justin Gaethje, the white guy, American.
This wasn't the. I saw a clip of someone's face sunken in. Maybe that was a different fight, but like literally the nose, as soon as he got hit, it was like pressed into the face. Like, oh man, I couldn't believe like that could happen.
It could be. It could be him. It looked bad. Yeah, these are just bad, bad highlights. Jesus. All right, let's see what it gives us. Maybe it gives us something. Yeah, maybe not.
No.
That's
Well, it's
something.
probably they probably this is why they're uploading it like this. They can't upload the video because this was a big fight. Yeah, I didn't realize it was going to be like the 250 thing until over at Walmart they released these uh paper plates with the American flag on it, but the flag was
Mm-hmm.
upside down. And so in the conspiracy ethos, there's a lot of people saying like, go figure for the 250 that they're gonna release this as almost to say we're almost at an end with the country because a lot of conspiracy theorists talk is that we're coming to a close on this world and then the new world is coming in pretty soon, which is why you have a rise in all these just like this. Like the fight was at this was at the White House. This was all outside at the White House. All
On the
this
lawn, on the front lawn of
on
the
the
White
front
House,
lawn, just
yes.
like Idiocracy, just like in the movies, just like they tell in 1984 in the books that were published. Like everyone should go follow your local conspiracy theorists now because they were preaching this for years, but now there's more people talking about it, more people open to the idea of maybe they are throwing this in our faces for a reason. And just like you said earlier in the beginning, everything you said in the beginning, I was actually shocked you said it because that's what the consensus is this. This was the distraction to distract us from those drone strikes. Like I get active local not local, but I get active alerts when all these things are going down and popping off over there, and that drone strike was one of them. And I was like, so go figure. They make this huge spectacle just for this. And I saw the daytime events as well as the nighttime events. I didn't see them live, but I
What do you
watched
mean you
clips of them.
gotta? Oh, here we go. So here, let's look at let's read some Wikipedia.
There you go. Read some Wikipedia.
So
I'm making sure we're all good on. We're good. All good on here.
let's
We're
see.
yeah,
Logistics
we're good live.
find. Okay. So like kind of like you're saying, the issues were like, why are we wasting time, infrastructure, money? Um, if you go to here, it'll tell you exactly how much was spent. And it looks like a lot. 80,000 plus spectators were brought on, which again is like a crazy thing to do in terms of security. Let's see, budget and production. The budget was, let's see, 21 million. I'm pretty sure it shot up. Yep, it cost rose to 60 million. Yeah, the last one I heard was around 70. Maybe that's just an exaggeration of this 60 million, but that's pretty crazy. I'm pretty curious. I mean, it's probably, it says there was reported that no taxpayer funding is being sought. Okay, so it could be all promotional from other things. That's possible.
Here, real quick,
But
let me read for chat because you're doing a good
yeah,
job with telling the story, but let me read this for chat real quick. So,
yeah, sure.
budget and production. The promotion is expected to cover the full cost of the event, including roughly $700,000 to restore the South Lawn after use, and no public tickets will be made available. In January of 2026, it was reported that no taxpayer funding is being sought, and the overall expense of the event is projected to exceed 21 million budget required to stage UFC 306's Sphere show in September of 2024. In
In Las
February of
Vegas.
2026, it is estimated, as soon as
One
Just Some Guy
second.
moves the mouse, it is
Sorry.
estimated that the cost rose to 60 million. TKO president Mark Shapiro stated that the event is not expected to turn a profit, with the goal being to recoup approximately half the total cost through sponsors and new partnerships. In a June
Okay.
2026 interview, White contended that cost would be worth it to propel MMA further into the mainstream, stating, quote, "This is a huge brand play," end quote. Although no
Okay.
public tickets were made available, combat sports journalist Ariel Helwani reported in May of 2026 that UFC had circulated a, quote, partner investment, end quote, deck offering special access at a reported 1.5 million price point. The reported package included access to the partner welcome reception, reserved press conference seating, ceremonial weigh-ins, the Zach Brown Band concert, floor seats at UFC 329 and WWE event integration, and ringside signage. BBC
Had a
Sport
reported
reported that
1.5
UFC
million
sources
price.
confirmed the existence of a special guest package, but it did not confirm the price. NBC News also reported the sponsorship packages, including ringside seats, have been selling for $1 million or more, while the tickets themselves were free. So it sounds like, no, number one, a lot of laundering went into this event. Did you? I'm chat. I wasn't reading it a certain way on purpose. This is how it read. It read purposely like it didn't want you to understand what the fuck's going on. But all I'm seeing clear as day is there's a lot of there. Whoever's putting the money up from this is private, and yeah, there's a loss. They clearly said there's a loss of money. $700,000 to restore the South Lawn after use. You got to be freaking kidding me right now, because
Well,
yeah,
that's just saying that they know that it has to be or it's going to be damaged.
no, I know
So
that's what I'm saying, but I'm
that's
saying like there's a lot of money being thrown around for this event, without saying who actually came from, but just they had to make a point of saying it wasn't taxpayer money. So I'm like, so then you are putting up the bill for this lavish event. So that's even further proof that these elites want this show put on, because, quote unquote, they think this is a huge brand play which will get UFC more into the mainstream, as if it wasn't in the mainstream already. Like, this has been a thing since forever. And I swear to God, if someone comes at me with the analytics that, oh, actually, no, there will be more people watching because of this event, well, then we're deeper into the idiocracy than we already are. We're already 2 years in. We got 2 years to go, God willing, if there's no alien attack or abduction or rapture or whatever, and stems from this kind of BS right here. Like, this is why I didn't watch this crap. The minute I saw them setting up this on the lawn, I said, imagine if America decided to step up the day before. Imagine we decided, and we would have to get through all of that, and this is just crazy. And meanwhile, like I said, bringing it back to the beginning, I hope you do look it up, because it's there. It's a legit photo of Trump with these Nordic looking guys in red outfits. They're just laughing in our faces. They're telling us what they're doing doesn't
mm,
matter. And they're telling us what they're doing doesn't matter either. That they're going to keep making plays on their own. They're going to keep laughing about it, having a good old jolly time with it, because they think there's nothing we can do. And in reality, there is a lot we can do, folks. It's just, it takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of people willing to stand up. Again, my favorite quote that I learned recently, the Savage Frequency told me, it reached out to me and said, "Don't let the bastards break you down. Fight for your life." All right. I hope
who,
that reaches more
who
people.
told you that quote?
It wasn't told to me, it was told through me, through the frequency of hearing it, through the ethos. And it's
Ooh.
from The Handmaiden's Tale. I never watched it. I didn't think it was something worth the watch, but go figure. I have a friend who watched it, and it showed up on my FYP during the season finale.
She.
No, it was a man. And spoiler alert, that
No
was the quote
man
from.
watches
Well, I
that
guess it was the
show.
quote from the beginning. I just never watched it, but she quoted it again, and that quote resonated with me. Don't let the bastards grind you down. Fight for your life. And that's exactly what she was doing, and that's exactly what needs to happen. Fight for your life in any way you can, chat. Any way you can, whether that's resisting the man, clocking in an extra 5 minutes late, clocking back in an extra 5 minutes late. So,
What?
whatever you need to do to fight to give you back life, you do it. Right now, this is what we're doing. I'm 14 hours in after work, and I'm doing this because I believe this will reach someone out there. I believe this will be educational in some way. I believe talking about it will bring in everyone into the frequency that is savage, that is chaos. So that was a good breakdown. It did sound you were saying something about Joshua versus his opponent. Was his opponent the one? Did you see that fight? I saw the end of that fight of
Well, hang on. Let's finish this out. We're almost there.
okay,
If we keep going down, I like Wikipedia. Their new what do you call it?
format. Yeah.
Their new format they got going on. So legal challenges. All right. So let's get to here. Results. So here are the names of the fighters in the order in which started right here at the bottom with Diego and with Lopez and Garcia, and it ended with Gaethje and Taporia. These were the last two. So what was your question about the Justin maybe or Josh?
So his opponent, Joshua Seth's opponent, Derek Lewis. Is Derek Lewis the one that danced for Trump at one of the fights?
I think so. He could be. He's the
I love
one.
because
He's
that
famous.
beard, that connected beard. I recognize it.
He could be. I don't remember. No, you're thinking of John Jones.
John Jones.
You're
There it
thinking
is. That's the guy.
that
Yeah.
was John Jones. Also had a beard. John Jones. Actually, he might have been a heavyweight during that, but he looks way different. John Jones is skinny fat. Derek Lewis, he's fat, fat. He could beat the shit out of all of us, but he is fat. Like fucking, like you know what I mean. I'm just saying, like if you would say he's a fat guy, if you
Yeah.
saw him, if you saw John Jones, you wouldn't say he's fat. At best, you'd say he's skinny fat because he's got a little pot belly, but he's lanky, skinny, tall. So,
Well, yeah, he's
but yeah,
lanky
yeah.
is the best word for it. He's got the muscle, but he's clearly got a healthy amount of fat on him also.
Derek Lewis, he took his drawers off at the end of his UFC fight, and they asked him, Joe Rogan, he said, "Why'd you do that?" He said, "Because my balls are hot."
He's
So
got to
he was
shake him
famous for
loose.
that. I don't know. He just said my balls are hot, so he took his shit off. hmm
No,
hmm
that's pretty. Yeah, I love the dance. I thought it was pretty cool and funny. I love that Trump was like cool with it. Not that I love Trump, chat. I was just saying it was a good moment. We don't always have to be angry all the time, chat. That's how you fight for your life. Don't be angry all the time. Learn to roll this stuff off your shoulders, because there's a lot of hate and anger right now in the world. And I think this is why they put on the display because all of that anger, all of that hatred is displaced in the wrong places, in the wrong cases, in the wrong events. There's a lot of attention that doesn't need to be here,
That
but
was the
it
dance,
is.
yeah.
That was a dance, yeah. I got hoes, money, clothes, jaws, jaws. You should
That
know.
wasn't the, that
You
wasn't the
name it.
song.
No, but that's the song I like.
Speaking of dances, Diego Lopez he put on La
That's dope.
Chona. Do you know La
La
Chona?
Chona has a yeah, yeah. Everyone knows
Yeah,
that thanks to Fortnite now. Yeah.
he because it is that what it is.
Well,
Uh,
yes, it's on Fortnite, but he probably was doing it in his matches and then it got more clout. Again, full circle. This is how everything we're all in this arena. We're all in the stadium together. Even if we think we're not, we're literally all in this stadium together being entertained. We're going some people are trying to get popcorn and they're being entertained. It's all entertainment, man.
well, I mean, yeah, just sit back and enjoy the ride. But he because of him, the White House had La Chona playing from the Oval Office all the way out to the front lawn. I just thought that was pretty funny. I posted it on my Facebook. I was like,
That is pretty
America,
funny. That's actually kind of
America, baby.
inclusive. Again, I wouldn't have a beef with this going on if this happened years ago. Why now? This is the
That's
issue. There's so many things happening right now. Because if you want, we can. Well, maybe when you're done, look up all the other things that happened this night. Because I'm
no, I
almost
got it. It's
certain.
coming up. It's coming up.
Okay, make it sure.
So
Make it
we're
sure.
we're getting to that. So
We're good health
just
wise on the stream. I'm just doing a check in, everybody. We're doing health wise. Thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for following. Thank you for taking the time of day to listen to us. Follow
is
us,
there
the
any
Banter
comments?
Bros.
Is there any people?
Uh, Not yet, but again, we're
Leave a
getting.
comment. Leave a comment. Let us know what you want us to talk shit
Who
about
is
or
your
bench
favorite
about.
fighter of the night, chat? If leave a comment down and below. Who's your favorite fighter of the night?
Did you watch the
Also,
fight? Do you not give a shit about the fight? Oscar brings up a good point. Uh,
Savage
t-
Man, Steve.
Savage
My
Man.
name is Steve.
Savage Man brings up a good point. Is anyone who hates the idea of this? Let me know. Let's get some jib jab
Hey,
going.
that's the
Let's
whole
get
point
some
of the
jib
Banter
jab going.
Bros. That's the whole point. If you have an argument to make, please make it. I will argue all day. We can do this all day. If you agree with us and want to talk about how you agree with us, absolutely same thing. That is the point of we're having here, folks, is to bring it out to you so you can bring it back to us. Let's get some banter going.
I volunteer to be the devil's advocate. So whatever stance you take, I will take the opposite. No matter what, I'll take the opposite. But all right, back to this bonus awards. So quick shout out to Fight of the Night, Justin Gaethje versus Topuria. Oh god, I gotta get better at this.
Yeah, chat.
Performance
He's
of the night.
really it's his favorite event, but he can't get these names to save his life.
I like these guys. I just can't say their names. I can't help that fighters have weird fucking names. Performance of the night went again to the winners, Justin Gaethje and Cyril Gane. But I do think he cheated with those illegal blows. But anyways, that's who took it. All right, let's keep going down the line. Aftermath. I think this covers it. Let's see. This event marked the only UFC fight event to end with all fights ending by knockout. So that's pretty cool. But then again, maybe that means it's fucking rigged. Um, Joe Rogan, you know Joe Rogan, right? Are you aware that he's
Everybody
a
knows the
UFC?
man Joe Rogan. Yes.
Are you aware he's a UFC commenter?
I also believe wasn't he a fighter at one point?
No, he was never. He did taekwondo.
Oh,
He does
Taekwondo.
jujitsu, but he was never like an arena fighter. Oh, that's funny. Here it goes. In a post interview with Joe Rogan, fighter Josh Hawk had repeated previously stated false claims that former First Lady FLOTUS Michelle Obama is actually a man. His comments drew laughter from Rogan and outrage throughout social media. Dana White told Time he is completely against saying nasty and false things about people's family. However, no sanction was announced. In other words, he received no penalty for that, which kind of, you could say it enables it. I don't know. Let us know, chat. All right, here's what you really want: attempted terrorist attack. Or this is what I want. After the event, the FBI claimed they disrupted an attempted terrorist attack with the target being attendees of the event. According to investigators, the plan involved using explosive laden drones to strike buildings near the event, triggering an evacuation. Attendees would then allegedly be directed toward an area where snipers were positioned. Holy shit. Followed by a planned attack on the White House gates. That's pretty complex and strategic and thought out. The FBI reportedly discovered the threat on June 10th, with suspects allegedly conducting final preparations in Fredericksburg, Virginia. That's about an hour, 2 hours south of Washington, D.C., if you don't know. Numerous suspects were later taken into custody. Ooh, what you got to say about that, Savage Man?
Well, I want to go back to the Michelle Obama is a man thing, but we can go back to that later. So that was a very well thought out, concise plan that they
Yeah.
just so happened to thwart. And
Oh,
I
okay,
actually
okay. Let's
saw
finish
a
your thought.
recent news report
Uh-huh.
about the man, unless it's a whole different biological weapon he planned on using, the man they got, who they arrested for questioning, was just released and said it wasn't him. And yeah, that's actually crazy that they can. Well, you just listed out that took at least 20 people to come up with that, but it made it sound like only one guy was executing all this, and yet nothing happened. So my savage chaos conspiracy theory thought process was, a, this is a backup plan, and they said, you know what, fuck it, People were so in love with the UFC. You got a great reception. Let's not execute this plan, and let's go ahead and say this is what was going to happen, and let's just blame whoever scapegoat, right? Or my second thought is this was never going to happen. They were just always going to put it out there. They were always going to say this was intended to happen. Because there was a movie, again, to the Savage Frequency. I didn't watch it, but I did hear news of this true tale about some
Uh huh.
bombing that was going to happen, and they blamed the security guard that he was going to do it. But it turned out he was trying to save people from it. And the whole movie was just a conspiracy theory that he probably was in on it, but it ended up being he wasn't. He was just a very patriotic man who went out of his way to help the people of this event. So go figure. When you're reading that, that's the first thing that came to my mind. I was just like, yeah, this is too well thought out. This is too well intricate to have happened the way it did. Because as we know, this isn't me spitballing. This isn't me throwing out random facts. As we know, it's been stated, when the sniper who shot off Trump's ear, he walked up there. He just walked up there. People saw him walk up and leave. There was no plan. There was no intricate, elaborate drone strike with people second wave after wave, what we just read. So you would think that, oh, maybe this is them saying they got better at protection. No, I think this is them saying we are just telling you this so you're scared. We had a good night, but still be scared if something like this could happen. Because as a lot of conspiracy theorists know, they tell you what's going to happen by telling you what's going to happen, whether it's going to happen
Who's
today,
they? You
tomorrow.
said they. Who's they?
They, when we speak of they, there is no just one group. It's all the elite, all those in charge who are trying to use fear against us, all those who have used that tactic to keep us from seeing the bigger picture by either keeping us entertained or keeping us scared for our life at these entertainments. The Las Vegas shooting, the music festival, and usually when there are people, so again, part of me does believe this was going to happen, that they might have stopped said attack, but at the same time, a part of me thinking, nope, there was too much security, too much money. The planning of all this was so well done of setting up this event. There's no way they're already losing money, so there's no way they're going to lose more money with this plan going down. So I'm
Can you
almost certain. What
can you shift the screen slightly so it's half and half?
are you? Which screen are we talking about? Oh,
Your screen of the to have our video half to the left a little bit.
I don't understand.
You have it like quarter. If you could just do it half instead of the.
You have to stop screen sharing.
Oh, are you sure?
Yes, because I've already. That was my first thought process, and it won't let me do that. Just stop screen sharing. We can come back to it. Chat. He lives to rage bait me. All he has to do. It's so simple, chat. It's so simple. Just stop screen sharing. But I don't want to go back to it. Just stop screen sharing. If I
But we're
could, I
almost
would.
done. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That's
No, we need to see us on here or just me. Which one? Decide. Decide.
you. Whoever's talking, I think, right?
No, okay, no. Again, I'll fix it all in post. Jesus Christ. You could just stop screen sharing. Anyway, this is what I'm talking about. I have a point I'm trying to make, and I'm being distracted so easily by anger, by stupidity, by the mere thought of just do what I'm telling you to do, and it's fixed. This is how they win, chat. This is how they win. When I say they,
Who's
I mean
they? Who's
they who are on the opposite side of peace, on the opposite side of us just living our lives. They, those who would not have us just be free and live. Those who would have us what? Do what now? Could you just make healthcare universal and free? Could you just make us not have to work 45 80 hours a week, 2 weeks, three, just make us not work the rest of our lives. Can you just let us be? Just let us live and pay for ourselves. Just let us do for ourselves. No, the opposite side is they, those who want to take from us, those who want to take our time, take our blood, take our money. They just take, take, take. That's why they are in the trillions and we have pennies. We are just giving it to them with all this nonsense. and it sucks because we can't break free of it without a willow tree stick. Chat will know what that means. And so this is what I mean with they who would the would be rage baiters, the would be we're gonna disrupt everything they're doing. Because again, Las Vegas, peaceful event, shot up. Music festival, peaceful event, shot up. It's stated right there in this Wikipedia, which I'm hoping
Yeah,
is what is the word I'm looking for? Is sourced accurately that this was going to happen. The government
I can
released
check the
this
references.
was
Yeah.
going to happen. That means whether or not this was intentionally going to happen, they just say it was going to happen. This was written down somewhere. Someone manifested that they were going to peacefully have this event and they were just going to disrupt it to make people
Actually,
scared.
if I could, yeah, let me interject real quick. To your point, you mentioned earlier when we were reading through this how it read a very specific way, almost too unbiased. It felt like it was leaving a lot of stuff out, and like it was trying to get you to imply something else, and or
Yes.
to not imply or insinuate other things. So it makes me think that somebody ran to this page. Maybe they, I don't know, the government or somebody or some agency has that like thought process, and they do that ahead of time. I don't know.
No, well, it's the good thing about Wikipedia, but the bad thing, it's a public domain area. So yes, anyone can come here, write whatever they want, which is why I had to quickly say, I don't know if these references are true or not. We got to double check just to make sure. Not we, but you, chat. You always got to double check your sources. But again, the whole talk process about the budget was all I needed to know, that this was put up for us. This was entertainment, not just for the sake of it being entertaining. It was a distraction. Why
Well, that,
even release that there was an attempted terrorist plot going to happen? Why even release that?
do you want to read this next one, or do you want me to read it?
I'll read it. The reception.
Yep,
Let
reception.
me, yeah, we'll go back and forth.
All right.
So reception. Non-representative polling conducted by British-based Reuters and French-based Ipsos found that only 16% of Americans found the event appropriate to hold on the White House lawn, with only a third of Republicans approving of the plan. The New York Times described it as a quote mass media spectacle unlike any in history of presidency, end quote, highlighting its use of the White House for quote violent cage fighting, end quote, and eruptions of quote casual cruelty, end quote, as quote astonishing, end quote. I don't know. See,
Astonishing.
no, there's like
Huh.
five different quotes. You might as well have written that all in one sentence, but that's just me. The Associated Press described the event as quote bread and circuses, end quote, and interviewed historians who compared it to the gladiator games held in Imperial Rome. According to Dana White, the card brought in high numbers of viewers, reportedly 200,000 fans attending the 2 day event on the ellipse, and the viewership numbers on Paramount Plus were monstrous, end quote. Do you think that was there an eclipse that night or ellipse? What is ellipse?
Um,
You didn't that didn't sound weird to you? 200 fans attending the 2 day event on the ellipse. That should say eclipse if there was one, and there was one recently. Chat. There was an eclipse, and there's set to be one 9 day dark event in the conspiracy ethos. Check out the frequency chat.
I
Um,
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
that is
Ellipse.
weird. But anyway, let me break that down for you real quick, chat. They just acknowledge everything I just said. They are telling you what they are doing. This is for entertainment purposes, not to be entertained, but strictly to distract us from other things going on. There was a case that just went on. There's things still happening in Israel. There are these mergers that are happening. Again, I'm being vague on purpose. Just like they're being vague, I'm going to be vague. Because, yeah, I don't want to get canceled. I don't want my thing to get shut down. I don't want to put up a fight when I don't need to put up a fight. I'm just talking. I'm just asking questions. We're just bringing it out to you. We had 4 viewers recently, and then we went down to 2. But again, we went up to 4. Thank those 4 viewers for coming in. It really helps drive in everything. Um, but yes, this was gladiator games held in Imperial Rome's bread and circuses. That's exactly what it was.
I'm
This
pretty
would
sure
have
it's
been
me and you.
No. Oh, I said 4. Again, it doesn't count when
Yeah,
I'm on the
we had a
creators.
couple. We had a couple.
This would have been 5 years ago, before his inauguration, second inauguration. This could have been something with Barack. This could have been something with George W. This could have been something at any other time, and it would have been passable, acceptable, if not extravagantly ridiculous. Monstrous is the word they use. But this was monstrous because of the times we're in right now. We got lakes, rivers drying up from these data centers. We got wars that are never ending and escalating. We got mergers that are going to take our troops. We got people who can't afford to feed their families, who can't afford. Everyone has not just a second, but a third job just to make ends meet. And it all has to do with
Hmm.
this platform we're on right now. And they decide, you know what the people really want right now? They want this huge spectacle out, not just
Yeah.
anywhere, at the White House. And I don't know if you read it correctly, but I read it correctly. You know who was there? It says 200,000 fans. It wasn't fans. It was 200,000 of the elite that were there, based off that ticket price alone. They were free, but they weren't free. You had to pay $1 million just to get a seat there.
Where?
It was at the very beginning when it said the budget of how who showed up.
The car
This was
got
a
in Honolulu.
privately funded event. Most of the people who watched it
10.
were like us. We were watching it live. We were watching it on the aftermath. The people that were actually there were the elite. They were the ones who were funding this. Because they're the only ones who could afford to be on the White House grounds watching this kind of event, watching the spectacle, watching the theatrics. Like, good lord, are they laughing at our faces right now? No, I'm glad we got on. Chat. This is what I'm talking about. This is how we fight for our life. We don't stay silent. We speak up every now and then. We throw out what we can, and hopefully it reaches somebody so they can fight, so they can use their voice. And this is what we're bringing to you with the Banter Brothers. We will always talk about what's going on. We'll talk about the past, but we'll talk about what's happening now. And I'm glad we brought it up. Anyways, I don't want to take up too much of the viewship. So what else you got for me? What else is your take on it? I think you did a good job breaking down the fights. Sounds like these men put on a good show. I would like to break down the Sean, whatever his name is. Maybe I'm getting that name wrong still. I could have swore his name was Sean. His
Who? Justin Gaethje or
the one who spoke out about Michelle Trump, Michelle Obama. Sorry, the former first lady.
That was Josh Hostic or
So
whatever.
who keeps saying I read Sean somewhere? And we
That's
had.
Sean O'Malley, and
Oh,
he
we're
said
losing
nothing
viewers.
of the sorts.
I'm getting mad we're losing
Can you hear me?
viewers. I hear you just fine.
It was Josh Hockett. They said it in there. It was Josh Hockett.
Because you said it in center stage. And you know what? Even further proof, chat, that it was if it wasn't true,
If what wasn't true.
what he said wasn't true, he'd be in jail right now. Because what he said was true, or there is some allusion to the fact, or let's say it's not true at all, there's no merit to it. He
Can you
was
still see my
allowed to
screen?
say it. I can still see your screen. Yes, there he is.
Well, there you go.
Josh Hottick has high praise for himself after saying Michelle Obama is a man at White House event. Would you like to know why, not why he said that, but why he was allowed to say that? Why this is even being spoken into existence? Do you know anything about it?
Oh, like why is it a thing? Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw a video. I saw a video on it, and it's like saying why Jar Jar Binks is the Sith Lord.
Could you elaborate on that?
There's a few coincidences, but it doesn't make it true.
That's very true. Coincidences don't make it true.
There's a couple of coincidences, but no big deal.
Yes.
Barack says Michael.
Mhm.
She calls herself a black man.
Mhm.
There's a picture of Barack and a other dude who kind of looks like a male version of Michelle,
Mhm.
and that's about it.
Well, you listed the top 3. I'm glad you saw those because I saw all this years ago. All these conspiracy theories I bring to y'all today, I saw from 2009 and up. We just didn't talk about them because, again, hush hush, you're not supposed to talk about these things. We aren't supposed to be vulgar. We aren't supposed to bring up these things. But also, more than anything, when you talk about conspiracy theories, you're labeled as not just a conspiracy theorist. Now we have the level of being labeled conspiracy theorists. But before, you were just labeled as crazy. You're labeled as a degenerate. You're labeled as someone who just throwing out words for attention. There was just no possible way Beyonce could be responsible for so many of the things she's responsible for. There was no possible way the Illuminati ever existed. There was no possible way aliens were really a thing and the government knew about it way after Area 51 and they just been keeping it from us. There was no way that the Titanic was just a unfortunate accident, and instead it was a scheme, insurance scheme, so they can double down on their money and take care of some of the elites' opponents that were on board who opposed J.P. Morgan. And there was just no way any of these things were possible. But if you join the conspiracy theorist ethos right now, you will find out that yes, these all were possible, and these all weren't just conspiracy theories. They, when I say they, I mean they have come out and acknowledged
Who's
all these
they?
things.
No, no.
You
Who's
can't
they?
label they. Again, this goes straight back to
You
chat
have
Ho Ho
you
and his generational number and
you
was he part of
have
it
to
doesn't
label they.
matter. They are there. Whatever
You
you label them,
have
they're
to
there.
label they.
You can't
You
label
can't. There's
they.
there's
They
nothing
aren't
to
just
hit.
one.
There's no one to blame or
Okay,
hold
they
accountable. If
they are legion. That's who they are. They are legion.
there's
They are
no
not one. They are many. They are legion. That's who they are. They are those who work against us. And again, everything I just listed off to you, I've known about for years. I've spoken with a few people in the ethos for years. We never brought it out until it was okay, till they let us talk, until they let us put it on these apps, until they let us discuss these things. Because again, before they would never let you. Did you
what?
know most insane asylums weren't full with insane people? They were just full of people who would not tell the truth. They were heavily medicated so they wouldn't speak out. I just heard a podcast through the frequency waves talking about how there were these doctors, these therapists, psychotherapists who
Mm-hmm.
went undercover at uh at a specific institution. I can't remember the name of it, but this was documented and a book was made about it. It was a real thing. And when they went there, it wasn't the number of quote unquote crazy people that surprised them. It was the number of normal people that surprised them because there was a heavy number of people who were just normal. They were only there because they knew too much, they spoke too much. They even called out these undercover psychiatrists. They knew who they were right away. And they said, well, how do you know? Or well, why aren't you telling anyone? They said, because they won't listen. We tell them everything all the time. This is why we're here. They keep us medicated so we won't say anything. They only let us go when we stop saying what they're saying or when the drugs have taken too much of a toll on our body that they now we're just going to be out in the world walking the streets and people see them every day. People hear them every day talking crazy, ranting, and they're not really ranting or talking crazy. They just know too much and they took care of them. This is a thing that's been going on. What Josh Hecate did took courage. It might have been a little silly and I wouldn't have done it, but it did take some sort of courage, whether it was stupid or not. And if he doesn't disappear in the next couple of months, that means not that it was true, but they let him say it on purpose. They wanted him to say it. Whether he wanted to of his own volition or not, they let him say it. They want to see people's reaction. Right now, you have pulled up on the screen. Former UAP task force member allegedly claims she may have encountered two extraterrestrials in public. So before we get to that one, have you heard about all these missing scientists recently that's been happening in the last few months?
No.
There's been a number. When I say a number, I mean a number of disappearances of scientists. And when I say disappear, I don't just mean they disappear. I mean they are what did you type in? You typed in missing scientists? Why did Antarctica come up?
Something's missing in Antarctica. That's why.
Missing way too much
It's
ice.
ice. We're missing
Okay.
ice. Yep.
Okay, we'll scroll back down. Even that first link, FBI investigating deaths and disappearance of staff. Uh-huh. 12. That's the number. It was 10. Now it's up to 12. I actually think there's a 13th one that just went missing. And my podcast was just talking about it too because they also keep up with current events. And when they were describing to me all the fields in which these scientists are missing, do you remember a
Mm-hmm.
movie called Wild Wild West?
Yeah.
Do you remember the plot of the movie?
Clearly.
Okay, do you remember this big giant spider?
Yeah, of course.
Do you remember how said big giant spider was produced?
They they captured. Okay, I guess so. They captured a few
They,
scientists
they
and made them
kidnapped
make it.
and made
Yeah.
him make it, yes, because he needed this weapon. All these scientists that are missing, if you go down the list one by one, they all are in some way or another capable of making some new form of energy, some new form of technology. I don't want to say a weapon, but they're just the masteries in their field are too coincidental. If they were all just random, I would say okay, they knew too much. But the way they were described, it was as if almost they were taken so they could build said weapon. And go figure, there was a movie about this way long ago that we happen to have seen. You don't remember the plot, but I do. And it's just so crazy because these are the first one you read, April 21st, 2026. FBI investigating deaths and disappearance of staff. They're even
Hmm.
acknowledging that this is happening. This isn't just random. This is happening. These things are happening. One of the children, I say children, it was an adult child. The mother went missing. She asked the mom, "Can you go cash my check on your way out to the store?" "Oh, absolutely, honey." Got the check. There was no signs that she was going to go missing, that she was going to unalive herself, control delete, have her whatever term you like. All of a sudden, the same day she disappears. Next day she shows up and she allegedly, I have to use that word, took her own life. No note, no reason, no nothing. And you might think to yourself, well, they have a body, so she's not disappeared, she's dead. No, they've been coming out recently also more and more that they have clones, that they have this capability of making said clones. And it makes me think of back in the day of remember when we were kids and what was the one thing they said about clones? The number one thing they said about clones back in our day. You don't remember? I remember.
What?
It's outlawed. They outlawed it. They cloned one sheep and then they said human cloning is outlawed. Why would you need to outlaw something that no person in America has access to? Why would you need to outlaw something that if it doesn't even exist other than a sheep and that didn't work so well or it didn't work the way they wanted? Why outlaw it at all? Because you don't want
Better
people to
safe than
make up.
sorry.
Well, yeah, better safe than sorry, right? You don't want someone in their house
Better.
trying to recreate this, right? That would make sense to the normal public.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait, 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 wait. You're jumping all over the place. Are you trying to say what are you alluding to? That
that the
clones? They're trying to
bodies
make
that they're
clones?
the no, I'm trying to allude to that the bodies that they have found, some of them are disappeared, but the ones they have found, I am willing to argue that isn't actually them. That is some dead body clone version of them because they have this capability, and that they took them to some site somewhere. Antarctica, go freaking figure that was the first thing that popped up with missing scientists because there's a lot of us that believe that Antarctica and beyond, there is a beyond there, that's where they're taking them to set up for the new world order they're setting up. That they need these specific people because they're in their masteries in their field. This gentleman right here on the right, the blonde hair with the big forehead, I'm sorry. Do you see him on your screen?
Yeah. Yeah.
His name is David. I can't remember his last name. He just came out publicly. Remember I told you that there was four actual extraterrestrials that the government has confirmed, and he confirmed it as well. He was speaking
Mhm.
out on it, and he wasn't just speaking out on it. He was the tell all of the tell alls. And not even a month later, all this is coinciding within a few months. He disappears. Well, I say disappear, but because they're not ready. They don't want people to tell them on our time. They want to tell us on their time, which is why you have this Simpson theory that the Simpsons are predicting everything that's been happening, but in reality, it's just a stage and it's all premeditated. And so this is what I'm saying when I'm alluding to cloning. That what if all these disappearances and the bodies they find, they aren't actually just bodies, that they are in fact said clone, and it's just a vessel, it's just a meat sack. I'm only using that as a supernatural reference. That's not what I really mean. Wow. Australia, it is therapeutic cloning is legal. Australia has prohibited human cloning, though, as of December 2006, a bill legalizing therapeutic cloning and the creation of human embryos for stem cell research passed the House of Representatives with certain regulatory limits and subject to the effect of state legislation. Therapeutic cloning is now legal in some parts of Australia. So, if you have DNA of someone who is deceased, let's say a military, you can recreate them with the DNA to put in an embryo to have them be born again. How is that? That's cloning right there. And that's from 2006. Meanwhile, Argentina, human cloning is banned by the President Decree 200
President decree.
of 97 of March of 1997. Scroll down for me a little more. Illegal in Austria, legal in Belgium for therapeutic, illegal in Brazil, including use of animal DNA in humans, illegal in Canada. See, why make it illegal if people weren't able to do this? And you're right. What just in case? What if someone was smart enough to figure out to do this? Well, why wouldn't they want us to do it? Why wouldn't they allow us to do it? Or for that reason right there. They don't want you to do what they have the capability to do already. They don't want you to do anything or know anything that they already know. They want to tell you at their given time. So they have creative control over it. I'm okay. I don't want to shout them out because I didn't want to. I wasn't. I haven't asked permission, but maybe they'll forgive me. Everyone, if you like what I'm saying, if you think something I'm clicking, go to the Rabbit Hole Podcast. You can follow them on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube. There, where I get a lot of information. Danny Mercy does a lot of her own detective work. She does a lot of references. She quotes a lot of physical sites and physical documentation. Has interviews with people. She isn't just saying it. Me, however, the frequency of
That's
Savage, I like to use, like I've been saying, the ethos. I like it to come to me organically because then for me it feels a little more real that I didn't have to go searching for it and find that hard code fact. That the fact that it came to me on its own, there's a reason for that. Not disputing, not degrading. I'm just saying you should go follow her podcast or give her a listen because she does some more on-hand knowledge than I do. But I prefer the universal speaking aspect because there's just no way all these happen to coincide with each other. There's just no way that we have enough cows to supply America, let alone the world, and they
what?
outlaw.
How, of course, we have more than enough cows. How do you figure? What are you talking about?
Have you seen those documentaries? Have you seen how it happens? Have you seen the work that goes into it?
Yeah.
There's just no
What of
way.
it?
There's just no way.
There, how is there no way? What do you mean?
Okay, I thought of this one day because I've worked in the food business. I've worked in the retail business. There is let's say you need sandwich meat, right?
Okay.
You can go get sandwich meat at your local store, correct, today? And then is the local, don't name the store because I don't want to pay for that. But the local store you go to, if they were out of it, not that they ever would be, could you go to another one and get it?
Yeah.
And if that one was out, could you go to another one and get it?
Yes. 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 Yes.
And
Well,
then,
not all the time. Not
not
all
all
the
the
time.
time, but I'm
Not all
wagered to
the time.
believe though, you're just one person, one dot in one little place. There is 8 billion of us, in fact, in all these little places that can go to said store or other store or other store or other store.
That's not the right way to
No,
that's
but
not
again,
true.
how is it
Not all
possible?
8 not all 8 billion have money. Not all 8 billion are adults. Like not all 8 billion can walk.
I started with a billion.
Let's
I only went up to prove a point of the numbers. The numbers
fine
don't
a billion.
match
Let's
up.
do a
Let's
billion.
just do a
A
billion,
billion.
okay? A billion adults
Sure.
who
Yeah.
are capable and willing. How is it
Around the
that we
world.
have a billion's worth of food of one item? I only mentioned one, lunch meat, but we
That's a
have
cow.
a
Well, it's not
hundreds
even
of,
just a cow.
yeah, it's more in there. The ingredients say more. And the
Yeah.
more that you read the ingredients, the more you realize there's a lot of it is paste. It is synthetic food. They've switched from
Yeah.
meat to synthetic food because there is not enough meat to go around.
You shouldn't eat that type of cold cuts for sure.
Okay, yes, I was just making a point because lunch meat was the easily accessible item that everyone uses. They have it on the EBT program, they have it on the WIC program, they have it in our schools, they have it at fire stations. What they feed, they have it in prisons. They have it everywhere. I name lunch meat because it's the most easy accessible. Yet, how is it so easily accessible if it's supposed to be made from these animals? And part of it's made
It's
from an
for
animal, yeah, but part of
lunch
it's fake.
meat is ultra processed. Ultra processed is 1,000% terrible for you. Yeah.
Yes. So take the same logic to something real, like a cold slab of ground beef, right? That you same local establishment. How is it that I'm not going to use their name, but how is it the one big retail monstrosity? There isn't just one in town. There is literally hundreds in one city, two
Yes, but you
cities,
know
three
that they're not
cities,
all
four cities.
stocked at all times.
I'm
They're
almost
not all
certain they
stocked at
are
all times.
always stocked. And then you start to
They're not
realize,
always
how are they
stocked.
always stocked? Not just in your one city, not just in your one county, in your
They're
state,
not
not just in your
always
one
stocked.
state, all your states. They're everywhere. Chips, I can understand. Grains, I can understand. Fruit, I can understand. Vegetables, I can understand.
The logic is they're stocked because no one bought it. If everyone bought it, they wouldn't be stocked. During COVID, the meat was gone. The meat went dry. It was gone. The meat was the first thing to go. I've seen it, shelves empty, multiple places. So I've seen it firsthand. It can and will run out if everyone actually buys it. Not everyone buys it, so it means that's why you're in stock because they didn't buy it.
That's a good logical explanation. It's something a normie would say and would rationalize of, yeah. I don't need anything further than this. Yeah. Yeah. But again, it's just amazing how well stocked we are when we all aren't buying something. If you think about it,
That's
it's like,
capitalism.
well,
That's
again, it's not
capitalism. That's
I'm not
not
worried about the money aspect of it. I'm
that's
just worried about the
that's
supply of it, how we're able to
that's
supply so
profit
much.
because someone is worried about the money of it so much that they made sure they can't have a moment where it's not empty or there's no inventory. That's cap that at no point is that a person thinking on the well-being of another human being. If we're not well stocked because we don't want people to starve, they don't give two shits about that. That's just capitalism. They just want your money. They want your money. They want it now. And if you're willing to buy it, they have it stocked.
That is
Shoelaces.
true. I
Who
can
gives a
understand
fuck
that.
about shoelaces? And yet it's stocked everywhere. I could go anywhere
Okay,
and I'll buy
that's
shoelaces.
two different spectrums. One is
It's a
synthetic
different
item.
spectrum, but
One is
it's a commodity. It's a commodity that I could. It's in stock everywhere, everywhere. How much lace is there in the fucking world? Possibly.
that
There's
is
only
true.
so many
Yeah,
shoes in the world. I'm already wearing them. Why do I need more laces? And yet they're selling them nonstop, stocked everywhere. And just capitalism, I think. A lot of it. A lot of it. Not all of it, but a lot of it.
I'm not worried about the why. I'm more worried about the how. Because again, we talked about a retail store, retail meat. I didn't even talk about fast food because fast food is just as bad. They're literally all over the world now. And have you ever been to one where they're out of a burger?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have. I've yet to be at one that said we're out of burgers today.
Pull it up. Pull it up. You'll find videos of people in the ghetto complaining about, I can't feed my family. Y'all ran out of chicken or y'all ran out of burgers, whatever it is.
I have never seen a single one of those. That's so ridiculous. No.
I bet you I can find it.
Again, the point is they don't run out. How don't they run out? Because it's a
They run
never-ending
out.
supply of clones.
They run out. I'm sure they do clone it. I'm sure they
Soylent
do clone it.
Green is no longer a joke. It's a real thing. Again, to drive back my point, chat, that's what it all connects together. It all connects together. You can't just look at one thing. You got to look at it all. You got to look at it all. How often do fast food run out of? Okay, you said burgers. You should have put food. There's more than burgers at a.
Oh, let's see.
Wiki, how to create a domain after a website. You're showing chat everything. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, we're having a good thing.
Fast
Did you watch that
food.
movie?
No, stop. Don't ruin it. I will get to it.
No, I'm just asking if you did or didn't.
I talking about obsession.
Yeah, that was a good one. We got to talk about that one. Are you trying
I
to
will
trick
when I see
AI
it.
again?
How am I trying to trick it? Yeah, what are you talking about?
You're trying to word it specifically. What did you type in? How often do fast food run? Just, I don't understand. Why are you skipping everything? Just go back up because it's not answering you, right? Because they can't answer you. They won't answer you because they will never run out until the factory shut down. The factory is being fed cloned meat, synthetic meat. Did you ever see Cloud Atlas?
Yeah.
Do you remember the sequence? Spoiler alert, chat. Of the futuristic, it was a fast food restaurant. The worker, she wanted to escape, and then all the workers there, I don't think they were robots or synthetics. They were just slaves. Maybe they were clones themselves. Who knows? But she wanted to break free, and they were. But it showed you the daily life of this worker. And one of them was they get free food from the restaurant they work for, and it was in a little sippy smoothie cup. And then when she breaks free, do you remember when she finds she escapes through the warehouse? When she gets to the warehouse, she sees the horrible thing that they learned on Snowpiercer. It was crushed workers. It was just reprocessed humans, reprocessed synthetics, reprocessed because they couldn't grow it. They didn't have it. They've been telling us this since day one. And in that same movie, during the past sequence, the man even says, Soylent Green, it's people. They don't just say these things to say them, and they don't just allow them to be said. This is why when I thought one of the fast food chains was pushing their food, they were pushing their apple pies hard on me one year. And they never done that before. Maybe I just never paid attention, but something clicked in my head. I heard something in the frequency that said, don't buy from here for a while. There's something wrong. People were saying you're crazy. You're crazy. They're about to expire, so they need to sell you that. I'm like, why would even if that's true, why would I want to buy about to expired apple pies? Sell me the fresh apple pie you just got in or you just made. How's that my responsibility to buy your day almost expired apple pie for $1 less? That makes no sense. But to the normies who were telling me I was crazy for saying, what if they're pushing it because there's something in it? What if they're pushing it because there's something wrong with it? They're like, no, 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 no. You're just crazy. You know what happened? The same month that I brought this up and I stopped eating at that establishment, up north in America, E. coli outbreak happens from the same establishment. From, guess what? Of all things, onions. They got E. coli from onions. Who in the world gets E. coli from onions? This makes no sense. But like I said, back to the frequency, chat. You got to listen to the universe that's talking to you. It again. I even thought I was crazy. I was like, but again, who pushes apple pies like that? Who pushes it so hard? Not once, not twice, every single time. And I didn't go for myself every single
What would
time.
they gain from pushing E. coli to you?
Again, like you were saying, capitalism. They no one's going to ask questions. I thought you were about to say what would the establishment have from pushing it out knowing something was wrong. Again, nobody asked questions and nobody cared to ask. Hey, today you need to push this product out. Why? Excuse me? Do you need to get fired? Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. Right. We got to sell. We got to sell them. We got to sell them. Again, the point is fear. We were talking about it earlier. Fear. They need people scared. When the hell was the last time you heard of E. coli ever being a problem, except for the 90s? If not, that was old news from the 80s. It's 2020.
But what do you mean being a problem though? What do you
Okay,
mean? What do
okay.
you
What I
mean?
mean is not just one person was infected, a dozen people died. They let a dozen people die. There's no way. Again, like you were trying to give me this excuse of capitalism, they need to keep the shelf stock. They need to have the product for the people, as if it's the people's fault for buying said product. Well, if there's going to be this demand for product, there should be a demand for the illusion that I'm not going to get sick from eating your food. Don't push something on me if you know something could be wrong with it. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say, like, they know what they're doing. People just got to wake up to it and pay attention because they're not going to stop. They're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep putting on extravagant shows. This isn't the end of it. I guarantee, mark my words, either the opposite is going to happen or what I'm saying is going to happen. They're going to do a monster truck rally just like in the movie. You think it was a coincidence that they did that? Did you hear about Costco and what they're doing?
What are they doing?
They're building apartments above Costco now, and if you decide to live there, you get free membership to Costco. It was in the same exact movie, and I'm not making that up. It's a real document. Idiocracy. We were talking about it because UFC fight at the White House. This is a real thing that's happening. Costco is going to allow you to live upstairs and get a free membership because, quote, you'll never have to go anywhere else. Everything you need is here, end quote. That was in the movie of Idiocracy. We got to go to Costco. We got to go to Costco for the lawyers or the court. Or, yeah, everything's there. And happens when you get there? It's this huge gargantuan monstrosity of a structure of Costco. And this was 2008 or 9 when this movie came out. And only almost 20 years later, we're living it now. And what's happening? People are just manja. I want more. Give me more Euphoria. Give me more UFC. Give me more Netflix. Give me more. Just give me more of that. I don't want to think about this. This is too much. And it's like, guys, we're never going to break away from this cycle until we start not only waking up, speaking out on it. I'm glad Hutchett did what he did because again, it has to start somewhere in the public eye. You know,
Who's
it's got to
Hudson?
start somewhere. The guy who spoke out at the UFC fight, I swear to God, he makes me repeat myself, chat,
His
on
name's not
purpose.
Hudson. He didn't
Heckett,
speak
Hutchett.
out. So what? Now Michelle Obama's a clone.
I didn't say she was a clone. I was alluding to that maybe there's some truth to that. Maybe she is, in fact, because
A man.
I told Jackal this the other day. Her children aren't her children; they're in vitro because she can't have children, which plays more into the trope of this. I don't want to believe it. I want to believe it's a dirty ass lie. I want to believe it's a trope. I want to believe it's just gossip for the sake of gossip. I do want to believe that. I'm not saying I believe the other part. I am in the middle. I'm just listening. I'm Frank, and I'm just listening. Hi, Frank. This is Fran. I was just wondering, maybe instead of just listening, you can give your listeners advice. Well, we don't really do that over here, Fran. We just listen. You remember what that's from?
Dinosaurs.
Yeah. So again, it plays. You said you didn't like it. It plays. It plays. It's got a notification. We see your stream. Stop talking. Imagine I got that notification. I almost invite that notification, but at the same time, I don't.
Who said that?
No one said that. I was making a joke that they're listening because they are always listening, and that they're like, "You better shut up." Yeah, have my podcast blocked, and I'll shut up. All right. Have me reach those numbers, and I can go to California, and I can meet Ella Langley, and then I'll shut up, and you could, I'll cop out. One of my conspiracy theorists on IG just got bought out by Meta. They posted about everything I'm talking about, and then their recent post was about Meta glasses, wearing them, and asking Meta to join them on their Safari. I won't say exactly what it is, but real chat knows what I'm talking about. They know, like, they think she's a cop out. Other people think she's sold out because they got to her because she was saying all these things I'm saying, but in a more uh factual kind of way because they look up their facts and everything, and they think that they told her to, okay, well, you either be quiet, we're gonna do something to you, your family, or you're gonna have to sell out now because yeah, we don't like what you're saying. And so them's the breaks, man. Them's the breaks. But luckily, there's a lot of people speaking out right now. There's some V for Vendetta stuff out there, so I'm happy about that. Which is why I want to bring the savage frequency to you folks, where I'm not gonna hide my face. They know who I am. They know who we all are. They ever since MySpace, they know exactly who we are. One of my conspiracy podcasts talked exactly about that. When Facebook was allowed to hit the internet, it was because they had this project called Lifehook, where they were doing exactly what Facebook did, except they were doing it without our knowledge and without our permission. And so Congress shut them down and said, no, you're not allowed to do this. The Patriot Act and the Privacy Act and everything. They said, okay, fine, whatever. The same exact year they were shut down, Life Alert, Life Hook, it was called Life something. Facebook goes live. And what was the first thing that happened with Facebook? What's your name? Where do you live? Who's your relative? Who's your current relative? Who's your current spouse? What's your relationship? And everyone just willingly gave up their info because this is how we connect to everybody, right? It was all the guise of now we know everything about you. And that's why I don't want to say it's too late, but it's too late. The minute these smartphones came in our pocket, they've heard and listened to everything. So you say your thing about TikTok, and I say
Mm-hmm.
my argument is they have it, they know it. They got it all. So it really doesn't matter. What matters is what you put out there. What matters is the content you throw out there. What matters is your conviction when it comes to it of, hey, so I got approached the other day and I was kind of not threatened, but I was kind of they alluded to the fact that if I didn't change my content that bad things would happen. And so you got to roll the dice on that one.
Would you sell it?
Uh I won't answer that just yet. I'm on the fence about it. Because again, the best place to be and chat again, he said he wasn't going to do it, but this is the third time he's walked away in stream. This is why we can never be professional. He needs his own studio. And I guarantee even when he gets his own studio, he's going to walk away for some god reason or whatsoever. No, I thought about it hard. Once I learned about the Meta Glasses girl, I said, you know what? Even if they threatened, even if they did it, no, I wouldn't lose my conviction and I would say, go for it. I could always have more. I could always get more. But then they would probably just come after me specifically. And then next thing you know, I'm disappeared. And then you're at my wake and you're like, God, that doesn't really look like Savage Man. I know he was a little. Do you remember his face being that gaunt? Do you remember him having? Didn't he have a scar on his face that's not there anymore? Again, and then people would be like, oh, the funeral, whatever they call it, he's not gonna look the same. And then meanwhile, I'm over in Antarctica, and they're like, well, now you got to work for us. We're not gonna kill you, but now you got to go dig out this ice, and you gotta get. I'm like, ah, dang it, this sucks. Okay, so chat, just some guy is gonna go down the rabbit hole as it is. Go check out that podcast. He's gonna look at the fast food conspiracy. It looks like because it's real. Again, you can look up 2024. No, because I don't want you to say it out loud. We won't say it out loud, but you know what I'm saying. The Golden Arches. Look up the Golden Arches. E. coli outbreak. It was 2024, 2025. I was incapacitated that year, so there was some credibility to the why I might have sounded crazy. But again, I have since no longer been incapacitated.
There's no outbreak. People are so self-centered. They think there's a fucking outbreak, and it's not a fucking outbreak. It's always been. It's always been.
Chat, yes. So further proof to the point, he will play devil's advocate. He will always be the opposite of whatever point you're trying to make. Because I'm trying to make this point, he will always be the opposite of what I'm doing. You got to type in the Golden Arches.
The Golden Arch. I mean, it says right there, 10 McDonald's items you may want to.
You weren't supposed to say it. Cut. Can't if you can't.
What?
We're gonna get a phone call. Oh, hi there. Oh, that's the other one. I don't know how to do his voice, but we're getting a phone call.
Mickey Mouse.
Okay, you can type in the actual name of the establishment. I was saying the Golden Arches to be inconspicuous for our chat. Are you freaking kidding me right now? Oh, best of the best, chat. Best of the best. Best of the best.
Why don't you just say that?
I'm trying to be vague. When you're vague, they can't get you because I can deny it in court all day. I can banter away. Chat, again with the day. He needs an actual name. He needs the label. He needs the label. I don't need a label to know when someone's evil. I just know. I don't need a label to know when someone intends to do me harm. I just know.
You sound evil. That sounds like an evil doer's doing.
No, it does not.
Okay,
here we go.
1,000%.
I'm going to explain it to you the best way I can. All right?
Go ahead.
Here it
Matter of fact,
comes.
fuck that. That's what I'm going to look up. Who speaks in the terms of they? Watch Hitler pops up.
There's no way. Okay, chat, just for y'all know, a lot of political stuff popped up on the chat because I don't even think AI can answer the question. Because again, he asked it in a confused way. Let me make my point. All right, there's a little bird flying south for the winter. But on the way there, he got frozen over in the ice and he fell. And while he fell, frozen in the ice on the ground, a cow came over and pooped on him. But the poop was warm and it started to melt the ice away. And then came a cat, and the cat saw the little bird frozen in the ice, and it started to clean off the cat, scrape off the ice, and let it free. And now the bird was happy and free and started to sing. But then the cat ate it. The moral of the story is not everyone who shits on you is your enemy, and not everyone who gets you out of shit is your friend. My point is that you don't
And
need to
what's that
label
from? You saw that from a movie.
you don't need to label they, because they could have a label that sounds like your friend. They could have a label that sounds like your enemy. In the longevity of everything, it doesn't matter.
Oh,
They
it
are
matters.
against us. It's them versus us. That's what I mean. And
Versus.
yes, that was from a movie, but again, it stands to this day. Savage Frequency, everybody. I gotta keep saying it so people go to the Savage Frequency podcast. Um. Anyways, that was my take. That was good UFC content. I think everyone kept leaving because these guys aren't talking about UFC anymore. Chat, we talked about it a long time ago. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, 1,000%. Like this is
He
not
literally
UFC
he
two.
literally ran through it. But guess what, chat? You were here live for it. This will be the episode 4 on the Banter Brothers podcast next week. We have more content out there. We just needed something current event wise. We would. Hello, everyone can see your screen. God dang it. You see,
Nobody can
chat.
see
You see, everyone can see your screen. Chat, he never listens. He never listens. Son of a.
Hello,
Oh.
hello.
Chat, he
You
just
could.
logged into the website. The website will be available, made soon. Uh, TBA, to be announced. I guess he wanted to
Hello.
give you live chatters and the podcast watchers a view of the website with the wrong photo that I told him to update for this specific reason. We are the Banter Brothers, sponsored out of San Antonio, Texas. We will always go live on Twitch and YouTube, powered to you by Riverside FM. Thank you, Riverside FM. And our website will have everything you need with all of our links, all of our socials. But also, if you'd like to request to be on the podcast one of these days, you can request it on there. You can also schedule a banter review. Basically, if you have something you like to talk about with us, individually, duos, or triples, come to the website. You have your monthly and your annual, where we will give you access to that. And just like just some guy was saying, we won't just agree with whatever you have to say. We will also give you the opposite reaction, because what is life without banter? What is life without having a conversation with someone where it doesn't always have to be in agreement? We are allowed to disagree, but live within the same sphere. That is what we're all about. As he goes through the website without letting me narrate what he's looking at, so I can plug all this. So we have the Banter Bros Studio, which is our Patreon. If you'd like to join there and subscribe there, we have our bonus content with our blooper reels and behind the scenes. As I was plugging it, he scrolls away from it, chat. Then we also have the Instagram, where you'll find our reels, the clips of all the funny moments of all of our podcast moments. And sometimes we will also put some of the BTS and blooper reels on there. Please go back. Just some guy. We don't need to click on each one as I say it. We have the link tree, which will have all our access to all of these sites. Please click on the link tree so we can get more recognitions and it can get brought to you today. We also have Spotify for all those who need to listen to us through their workday, who need to listen to us when they're out and about or doing household work. We have the video access on there, but we also have just the audio if you'd like to listen. We also have on Apple Podcasts and Amazon Podcasts for all those who like to listen different. We have the YouTube show where we post it all on YouTube, where we'll put all of our shorts. We'll come up with our interesting clips. You'll see all the thumbnails we create with the Riverside app, and it's all brought to you through. It's all connected, chat. It's all connected. And we have, of course, Twitch, where we'll go live and we'll bring you this product just as we are now. And if you'd like to join us, please contact us at banterbros email at gmail.com. where we can get in touch with you, and that is also a placeholder chat. Where you can get in touch with us, where we can link you into the Riverside. So Riverside does it all, folks. It'll host everything from here. Thank you again, Riverside FM. We're gonna try to join your affiliate program soon, and you can join us for a banter. Again, we talk current events, we talk discount bin, we talk nostalgia of the old days, the old 2000s, and how good they were and how bad they were. Watch the recent episode, learn how bad it was. And all this will be brought to you by the website very soon, chat. Very soon indeed. You'll get to have access to everything. Hell, if you even want to join our industry and you like to join the realm of Banter Bros, we'd love for you to contact us, reach out, because we could always use more help, but we're trying to bring it out to you from the ground up. And again, we're just a couple of brothers, we're just a couple of guys. We just want to bring out this fun content to you guys, and it's all
Banteros.
banteros, and
I like that. Panteros.
Jesus Christ. Join us next week, chat, on the Banteros podcast. That'll be the third iteration of the podcast. We can never the podcast that never was, chat. The podcast that never was will always be a different name every week. That's the trope we have here. We change our name every week. We change our style every week. We change everything every week. Because with AI, anything is possible, chat. From now, that is a good name. So from now on, we will be the Banteros, the Banteros
Matches
podcast.
Texas. Matches San
Okay.
Antonio.
Yes. Anyways,
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
Trial by Banter. That is the official name of our segment where you can join us, chat, where we will have these argument discussions. As you could clearly see, it was supposed to be a simple UFC exposition, but it quickly led into the bantering. And let us know. Who did you agree with? You could have not agreed with either of us and said we were both just crazy talking out of our butts, which is also true. But let us know. We want you to be a part of it. We want you to be a part of all of this experience. We have so much more to come. We can't wait to show you everything. We can't wait to experience all this with y'all. Shout out to Double Toasted. They're a huge inspiration for us. We followed them since Spill. We would have followed them right from the jump, but we had our lives. We had things we had to do, and now we're in it to win it. And you can't win it if you're not in it. Go pick three numbers today. And shout out to us. And yeah, we're hoping to see you next time, chat. This is good. We're gonna wrap it up, and all of our socials are in the links. Again,
Mm-hmm.
listen for the Savage Frequency. Let me know, chat. Savage Frequency is a podcast going to be generated by SavageMan, where I will be bringing you all the conspiracy and chaos that is given to us from the universe, and we just got to be active and open to hearing it. Let me let y'all know what I saw today. We have a barn swallow that built a nest up at the front porch, which is a good omen, a sign of protection from the divine. I also saw three white birds flying overhead in the early morning, which is another sign that the Holy Trinity is watching. All of our endeavors will prosper because we follow as everything we follow. There's the one Lord, the one God, and we speak His name. Amen. And please don't not follow us because of that. I hope we keep y'all's attention. I hope we get more. He's plugging us in the visuals while I'm talking, chat. I hope we get more. We get more interactions. We're not in this for the money, but it would be nice to get recognized, chat.
As he
So,
hangs over the donation. People,
so don't
people,
forget to
we want your money.
people. We need your money. A dollar, a quarter, a nickel, anything. Please help us. That's a good soundbite to end on. I'm gonna end it on that soundbite, chat. You're gonna
I
see
like
that
that.
in the
Yeah.
post. We're gonna
The
end it on
little
that.
rascals.
We need your money.
Your
Come see
money.
the 4-foot man eating chicken.
Chicken.
I don't know. It's just the
Ooh.
4-foot man eating chicken. Oh man, that's a good one for the discount bin, chat. That is not $5. That I will pay. I won't pay 20, but I'll pay more than $5 to have that movie and own it. Uh, Little Rascals for any of y'all who didn't get that reference. But anyway, we're gonna get out of here, chat. We've been live well and long enough. I've been up
Yep.
for
I'm
almost
tired. Very tired.
past now, but this is good. This is good stuff, chat. Look for the episode 4 next week. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for all of our viewers. Thank you for anyone who participated. Thank you, Just Some Guy, for breaking down the UFC fight. Thank you for listening to all the conspiracy theories we brought to you today. And yeah, can't wait to see you next time, chat.
Peace.
We got to think of a soundbite. Los Banderos. Banderos.
We'll come up with something.
All right.